Guyana's rice industry still managed to turn over a huge profit in the first crop lasting January to June, despite the weeks of heavy rainfall that resulted in high levels of flooding countrywide. More than 200,000 acres of rice were sown for this period, and thankfully, farmers were able to harvest 95% of it. However, the Minister of Agriculture, Zulfikar Mustafa, reported on Friday that some 3,000 acres were unable to be saved.
Some of the crop were left in the field and were unable the rice. Rice is a thing that when water normally go into the field and it's ready to reap, it started to fall and a lot of rice fell and it was in the mud. So about 3% of the crop we did not get to reap. That amounted to close to about 3,000 acres that were not reaped.
On the market, Guyana was able to rake in more than US $123 million profit, despite the volume of rice exported dropped by 4% when compared to the same period in 2020, the Agriculture Minister explained. Now, keen attention is being paid to the second crop. According to the minister, more than 90,000 acres have been planted, but the floodwaters are still a big concern. Areas in regions 3, 5, and 6 that are big on rice production are being monitored by the government, and currently an assessment is ongoing to determine just how much has been lost. Minister Mustafa said that a report will be presented as early as Monday.
This crop, however, we are now doing an assessment of what is happening. So far, when the flood came, we had close to about between 80 to 90,000 acres that were sown. We might have a substantial loss in terms of flooding because the young rice plant and so might die out. So we are now conducting an assessment because, as His Excellency would have said, that we will have to ensure that we give back help to the farmers to go back to the land. As I am speaking here, our teams are mapping out around the country. We are working with the local teams like the RDC, the NDC, the Ministry of Local Government and other stakeholders to verify the losses that farmers would have suffered during this flood. And that goes not only for rice, but cash crop and livestock.
The flood situation, according to the minister, is the worst one seen in 41 years. He said that the flood of 2005, though devastating, was nothing compared to the high levels of water seen in 2021. The minister, in a recent interview with Agro Mass News in Brazil, noted that a preliminary assessment revealed that over 90% of crops and livestock were destroyed when the rains came, resulting in floodwaters as high as 20 feet. Since the flooding, the government has embarked on a rigorous campaign to bring relief to affected Guyanese. The Civil Defense Commission has received overwhelming support in their bid to gather data to determine losses. A team from the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency was also in the country, conducting a detailed disaster sector assessment on the flood situation. Their report is expected to be submitted soon. Reporting for the newsroom, I am Shakima Day.